If you're a young hitter, remember this, forget launch angle and remember line to line, consistent hitting and controlling the strike zone. You wanna know how you get the ball up? Let me tell you how you get the ball up.
That ball is gone! Number 600, Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez has delivered for New York. In to score is Damon.
So I believe that Major League Baseball players are being taught the wrong thing with launch angles. I believe the same thing is true for college players, and especially the 2 million boys and girls that are playing Little League today across the United States. Let me just start by saying that if you miss 10 swings on fastballs up at the belt, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, you're gonna swing underneath the baseball, okay? Underneath the baseball. That's how you miss the baseball. Now, why would I wanna teach a young kid to think with a Ferris wheel and create more launch angle? Launch angle is great if you're Tiger Woods playing in the Masters, not for consistent contact, okay? What you really wanna do is work more, think less about launch angle and think more line to line. Everyone always talks about how do I beat the shift? Well, you don't beat the shift by north and south, you beat it by east and west. Think about going line to line. You wanna know how you get the ball up? Let me tell you how you get the ball up. That's the ball like that. This is launch angle. What's the fastest way from point A to point B? Straight down to the ball. Straight down to the ball. It's not this way. That's a long, slow swing. If they throw a ball right up here, right at the belt, it's called a big blind spot, the size of a beach ball. Because he's throwing the ball straight here, and you're doing this Ferris wheel. Not conducive for contact, not conducive for winning, okay? How you get the ball up in the air is actually you swing down to get the ball up. Just like in golf, you swing down to get backspin, and that's how you hit the ball out to right center field and left center field. If this bat is here, don't dip it. Keep that head up. Keep that head up. And then when you come down at the ball, this knee goes straight down to the ground. I've had a lot of home runs where my knee almost hits the ground. This way. You swing down by getting your legs underneath you with leverage. That's how you pop the ball out. That's how you hit home runs, kids. With your legs, not with this ridiculous launch angle. What happens with launch angle? At the age of 30, they send you home, because if you can't catch up to this fastball, you're done. Think about some of the great hitters of our generations, from George Brett to Wade Boggs to Paul O'Neill or Bernie Williams, some modern day players more like Derek Jeter or Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, all players that can put the ball in play consistently. If you think about the last 3 out of 4 teams that have won a championship, all 3 of them, #1 in contacts, last in strikeouts. Contact would never go out of style. So if you're a young man out there, if you're a young girl playing baseball or softball, hit the ball hard, line to line. You'll never be out of a job. Some of you guys are gonna say, what about Daniel Murphy or Justin Turner? Well, those are 2 great examples. World-class eye, world-class discipline, and world-class hand-eye coordination. That's not you. Those are 2 guys that are exceptional at what they do, and they were able to go from good to great because they are anomalies, okay? How do you win in the Major League Baseball? Is by staying in contact. There's this incredible tolerance for swinging and missing, and it doesn't make any sense. Look, the game has never had better human resources in a game, never had better human capital. And what I mean by that is you have some of the greatest minds now running teams as general managers and presidents. But if you listen to them and you only take analytics and sabermetrics, and I get it, not every team is doing it, the way they analyze statistics is at a macro level. If you take 100 years, yeah, maybe you shouldn't bunt and you shouldn't hit and run, and you should play for the 3-run homer. But the problem is October is a sprint, not a marathon. And in October, in the postseason, you face your number 1, your number 2, your number 3, your 8th inning, and your 9th inning. All the fat belly in the middle is out. You don't face those guys. So you need to put the ball in play. You need to control the strike zone. You need to bunt and hit and run. And what happens is, I hear this all the time, I don't care. An out is an out. Strikeouts are overrated until you have a man on third in Game 7 of the World Series on a 2-2 game, and you strike out in 3 pitches. And as you walk back to the dugout and you let your team and the entire city down, you're saying, my front office told me strikeouts don't matter. Well, it mattered this way. You're not a champion. Let me tell you a few things about launch angles that's also bad. High risk, high reward. Look at a guy like Chris Davis. He is the epitome of launch angle, and he's a great guy, but here's the deal. When it goes great, 53 home runs. When it goes bad, 0 for 50. That's a lot of volatility. It's hard to win in playoffs like that. How do you win? You win with contact. Derek Jeter, Pete Rose, Ted Williams, Chuck Knobloch, Jose Altuve, Johnny Damon. You know, in 2009, everyone thinks that we outslugged everyone. Yeah, we can hit home runs. And if you had a 3, 4, 5 in there, we would destroy him. He'd be out of there by the 3rd or 4th. But if he was a 1 or a 2, a great pitcher, like Kurt Schilling or Pedro Martinez, they gave us lemons, we made lemonade, orange and orange juice, which means if we needed to bunt or hit and run, we did not have one size fits all approach. We had a made to measure approach, which means whatever it took as an offense, we can do. We can play long ball, we can play little ball. We can hit the ball in the gap, we can bunt, we can hit and run. That's what you need. If you're a young hitter, remember this, forget launch angle and remember line to line, consistent hitting and controlling the strike zone. If you remember one thing, just remember, contact is king.